Shout out to everybody here on the live. Just had a ginger shot. I ate some questionable food. I think it might help me, you know what I mean? In the long run. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. Bitcoin. Massive pump to the upside. If you follow me on X, then you got the X post. And you know I wasn't playing. You got the long for me last night on the live stream. Remember when I went long, baby? I said I gotta go long. Imagine making gains on a Sunday. Most people took the day off today. Imagine making gains on a Sunday. Mwah. Chabela, huh? Imagine. Most beautiful thing I ever seen in my life, huh? I was watching Goodfellas last night, and of course, we come with the pump. Let me bring that music down a bit. Whoa, 134% gains. We're in at 60,900. We're out at 63.4. Bitcoin continues to pump. We're at 63,150 right now. We did hit 64,000. Massive pump. Shout out to anyone that took the long with me. And last night I was in a long. And then we talked after last night's pump, 12:17 a.m. We continued to flag out. I said, that flag looks like we're going to head to the yellow. We're flagging out. All right? We are flagging out. Reminds me of something else. I can't say, but we're flagging out. Flagging out. Shout out to everybody here on the live. So let's take a look here at what's happening to BOOKMAP. I see we got liquidity to the downside at 62,250. We got a lot of liquidity to the upside, though, all the way up to 65,000. It's any man's game, but it says we could go up and absolutely squeeze these shorts in a massive way. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a short squeeze here for Bitcoin as in my Caribbean wear, because today was amazing. I saw cliffs coming out the beach today. I saw multi-million dollar homes overlooking the water. It was just today, man. I remember today. It was an amazing day. It really was. Shout out to all my people. Shout out to Zab Life in the house. Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. Thank you for so much for showing up. I mean, it means the world to me. And we caught the pump from yesterday. So if you watched my live stream last night, you're in the money. I reinforced it with this morning's live stream. We never played you. We kept pushing. And what's next is the title of the thumb. Well, I'm going to show you what's next right now. I also have 4 altcoins. That's right. 4 altcoins that I just found in the last 5 minutes that look tight to me. And so I think you want to pay attention to the stream. I'm not going to give them to you for a while. I'm going to dangle them. So you got to stay, because you never know when I'm going to drop those altcoins. Marcus, don't you want to know what those altcoins are? Wouldn't you want to know what your buddy who's been studying charts for over 15 years obsessively, been buying for the last 20, up 149% and still going? My man is taking gains and kicking butt. I was there. Shout out to J Violet 777s. Pura Vida, Maestro. Pura Vida, man. Shout out to my Costa Rican people, my ticos and my ticas. I love y'all, man. Pura Vida, baby. And if you only knew, man, Pura Vida Absolutely. Shout out to Marcus. Marcus, one of my greatest friends ever. Everyone go say hi to Marcus. Go subscribe to his channel here. This is him right here. He is an amazing man. What he can do with his body is absolutely insane. And he started transforming his body, helped me transform my body, which helped transform my brain, which then created the Crypto Lifer. I tell him to this day, none of you would be here if it wasn't for Marcus. I don't think he truly believes that. He thinks, oh, Sam, you're one of the smartest people I ever met. You would have made it anyway. But I don't know, man. Sometimes a candle needs to be lit, doesn't it? It become the brightest candle in the game, but sometimes a candle just needs to be lit. And my brain just wasn't there. And I needed a burst of energy. I needed a burst. I needed things going, so. Legendary Gone King, man. Why were y'all shorting last night? What y'all doing, man? I'm just messing with you. God bless you, man. Thank you for jumping on in. But, man, listen to your mentor. When I'm long, stay long, baby. God bless you all. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for hanging on in. Thank you, Sam. Marcus, I truly believe you changed my life, man. And if I never met you, I don't know if that's maybe, who knows? All I know is I did meet you. I started working out. I got out of my depression. I started changing my life. And things started changing for the better, man, especially when I met you. So God bless Marcus, man. He was a catalyst for this entire community. It wouldn't be here if me and him never met. I really, truly believe that, man. Giggle, man. I was looking at Giggle earlier today. You know, we know it's gone up and down. It's doing a bunch of crazy things. And that's not one of the 4 coins. It just happened to be on screen, so I'm not going to not talk about it here. I want to see it get tight. I want to see it bounce off the trend line. But today I talked about it here, and then boom. Second I went over it. Giggle went from 29 to 30 cents. Not a big deal, but, you know, went up 1/30th. Hey, 1/20th, you know, it's 5%, so. Beat keep, oh yeah, did Beat really keep going? Did Audiera keep going? How is that possible? Oh my gosh. That's just pure insanity. Like, that's just absolute insanity. Like, how is that even possible? How could Audiera, like, where is it getting the juice? The je ne sais quoi. Like, where is it getting it? Let's take a look at that daily. I mean, that daily is cooked. I don't know, man. I'd be really weary to buy something that far for the 21-day moving average. What a move out the bull flag, though. Look, 21 above the 200. It's still, what I love about this pump, dump, whatever you want to call it, Forex, gold, it doesn't matter. My system shows you that it plays out time and time again. It tells you should listen to Sam. You should trade the 21 above the 200. And you should throw out every other idea in the book, man. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Then I also, not only do I take the ginger, but then I drink a ginger lime mule drink that's made of sparkling water, literally ginger juice and lime and some mule. Yeah, we take some mule pea and we put it in there. So it's a ginger lime mule with a little bit of mule pea. If you haven't tried mule pea, I got to tell you, man, it's changing my life. I'm not drinking mule pea, all right? Let's get real. Are you serious? I mean, you never know, but no, we're not doing that. And so this tastes like pure ginger too. And I'm telling you, I used to do ginger, but I've been doing ginger now every day, constantly. Changed my life. My gut I never have like achy gut anymore. I never get a bunch of gas as much. No, whoa. You changed my life. Shout out to you, man. Well, thank you so much. I think we both did. And it was a great relationship, man. I'm still one of my best friends ever, man. God bless you, brother. Shout out to Jay Violet. 777's in the house. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Triple Violet. Thank you for jumping on in here today. You didn't have to, but you did. Shout out to everyone that joined the Win a ROLEX campaign here on BTCC. I greatly appreciate it. 3 people have been contacted. Please check your emails. Let us know. I'd like to kind of shout you out. I'd like to get pictures of it. I'd like to do some video. We'll find out what you do, how you take it, the compensation. But thank you so much to BTCC. Thank you to everyone who participated. And I hope you get your first rollie or just, helps you in some way, shape, or form. So thank you. God bless you all. And it was an amazing run. And I'm in a trade right now. Look, I'm up 100%. Crazy. I just chucked it along this morning. After I got off the live, I said, you know what? I told everyone I'm super bullish. I like what's going on. I said I am going to trade that 3-day chart. Wow, it actually got rejected here. What if that daily comes down for me? Interesting. I want to hold this. I'm obviously going to move my stop loss to break even now. No reason to lose the trade. But and look, there's 100. Imagine making 100%. Putting 10 grand, making 10, 500, making 5, whatever it is. But imagine making 100% gains. And earlier today on another trade on WEEX, I made over that. I made 134% gains. Imagine on a Sunday. And I've done this so many times in my life, it's ridiculous. I'm not trying to brag. It sounds like I am, I guess. But I'm just telling you my real life. Like, I do this for a living, so of course I'm going to find gains of 100% every once in a while, right? Of course, right? Anyway, I like how this is starting bearish. If this is going to be a green candle, you want to dump at 8 o'clock. You want to start dumping at 8 p.m. Remember, we went over this last night. It's so important. Look at all the green candles in the world. They all have a beautiful wick from the upside. That means they started dumping at their first half an hour to hour, and then they recovered. So, in that, if we've gone over that as practice, then we know that if we get a green, like basically, if the candle opens at 8 p.m., such a big time to open too. 8 p.m. is a big deal. If you're not paid, that's why my show's at 8 p.m. That's why we do the 8 p.m. show on the weekend. And you can see, man, how it pays attention. Again, you also want to pay attention to 6 p.m. 6 p.m. is where this thing started to rock. Why? CME. And again, people are just stuck on that. You know, that's when they start paying attention. Even now, there's no CME gaps. We will never have gaps again, everybody. Except for the gaps that are already there. So that's actually not true. So wait. We'll never have more gaps again. That's true. You know what I mean? But so you want this to start dumping. At 8:30, you want to see a dump. And what happened right at 8:30? Well, even before then, we started to come down. And then at 8 o'clock, we started to dump. We've already somewhat recovered that dump from a low of 63,112, but only time will tell. And you can see I put my money where my mouth is. I already took a bigger trade off the table, but I left this one cooking. Good looking. You know what I mean? Like my mom used to say. I'm not talking to you. I'm not, that doesn't sound, wait, that's not, yeah, that's, wait. No, it's kind of awkward. No, so seriously, let's take a look at the charts on the bigger time frame and take a look at what's happening. This thing looks like it's just going to keep going. It's a bit insane. It's a bit insulting, to be honest, that they didn't invite me on that train. You know what I mean? You're going to rip like that and you didn't want me to be in on it, the crypto lifer? I suggest anyone that pumps any coin calls me and says, hey, you know what I mean? Like, no, it doesn't sound right. No, but seriously, from the ether, any coin that pumps, it has to send electrical and magnetic frequency to me and say, hey, I'm going to pump. I want to let you in on it. I'm like, thank you. I can jump in now. Beat can get all the way to 470. That's, hey, if this gets consolidates and continue, there's a chance. I wouldn't put it past what's going on here, even though it's so extended on the daily. That's insanity. Anyway, let's delete everything. This is a great move so far. But again, it's only the beginning. It doesn't mean we definitely, but remember what I kept saying on the live. I said, we're too far from the daily, the 21 on the daily. I said, the daily has never been this low on the RSI in a long time with the shaded region. I said, you got bull div on the 4-hour time frame. I said, if this doesn't reverse, I said, I don't understand. And you kind of see shoulder, head, right shoulder. This is not done yet. Look at this. I didn't even see this yet. I just long the tweezer bottom. I front ran it. Look at that. Remember the long we opened last night? I was just like, I'm in, dude. I couldn't take it anymore. I have to take the long. Shout out to anyone that saw the long last night and still in it. Who took the long with me last night and you're still in the long? Like, you're taking no prisoners. You know what I mean? Or you've taken massive gains already and, you checked it off the list. But regardless, man, I'm proud of all my lifers. I'm proud of everybody out here who stuck to their guns. We saw that was, we know our system. Away from the 21. It's 7 p.m., you crazy Easterners. No. It's 8:26 p.m. All right, Central Time. People over here. 8:26. All right. 5:25 here. Yeah. You're on LA time. Vegas, you late, bro. 15-minute flag waiting on the 21. Am I not live? I'm live, right? All right. Hey, Sam, thank you for dropping knowledge as always. God bless you and your TA and help from the common folk. Can you please look at osmosis? It didn't make much sense to me, but it has a heartbeat. Take a look at it if I can. Sam, do you think VVV is a good buy? Sitting on the weekly 200. Hit the like, people. Thank you so much for not only asking for something, but also advocating for the like button. Very nice of you. You didn't have to do that, but you did. May God bless you. Ricardo's Aldana, 604. You're the man, dude. You didn't have to give $5, but you did Canadian, too. I appreciate that. I see you. So, look, that tells me that the 4 hour's going, man. And there's a gap in the VRVP right there, and we're headed up to 66,900. We had the bull div. And we called the long right there. Unbelievable. Shout out to anyone that jumped in with me last night. And it's kind of cool when you have, wow, 555 Soul, 105,555 subscribers. That's pretty sick. I love that. 555 Soul, man. 555, baby. 555. On that 77, I bought 2 meals today. Both of them landed on the 77. What are the odds? It is what it is. It was what it was. Right? Funny. So yeah, I just wanted to look. 11 hours ago was this morning. 22 hours ago was last night. Last night, man. We've streamed so much already. And let's see if he has the Bitcoin actual to buy. Let's see how good the BTC trade right there, right? Yeah, I opened the trade. It started up 230. It actually started pumping right after I got on the trade, but you know, we called a perfect entry here last night. It was insane if you took the call with the lifer. Let's see. Right here, I entered the trade last night. Take a look.
I know I said it already, but I'm going to do it.
I got it mapped out here already.
I'll take you anyway.
Dan, though, you got to be like, it's tough, man. You have to be like extra. They got us in a tight spot here because my stop has to be like 59,385 because you easily get tapped. Easily. I don't know. We'd have to take the wick out, though. You know? I'm going to take it. It's not, you know, the thing is, though, I don't even think I'm going to get to 65. I'll probably get to here, and then I'll only make $1,000. Well, I'll see if I can make a G. I'm long in the 4 hour, man. I'm done. Yeah. I'm done playing this game. Hey, man, thank God. I like this man. This man has conviction. This man picked it and didn't, you know what I mean? He didn't play games. He eventually made a decision. And you know what happened to that man? That man got paid. But seriously, like, you gotta stick to you gotta stick to something. You have to have conviction. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. You understand what I'm saying? And I mean that. Gotta stand for something in your life. You have to have conviction. You gotta believe. No one told me to take that trade. I didn't follow anybody. It wasn't like, oh, this guy's long, so I'm gonna be long. Like, you know, I looked at it. I assessed the situation. And a lot of people, a lot of people got shortly liquidated there. I mean, that was most people shorted that. Most people shorted that and got completely rocked. I mean, that's just is what happens, right? Life will not wait for you. Dreams are created in the day-to-day hustle. Go out and get it, right? It is what it is, man. Facts are facts. All right. What happened to the tweet I put out today? It never made it out? What the? So crazy. I would have sworn I put that tweet out. I see it right here. Weird, I see it and then I don't see. Oh, there it is. 1 hour. Okay, it's there. I'm like, I see myself looking at the tweet. Yeah. So in the past 24 hours, roughly $218 million in short positions were liquidated across the crypto market. Obliteration. An absolute obliteration. And it wasn't you if you were in the trading group with the lifer, man. Cheers. You weren't one of the liquidated. You were one of the actually people that got paid. And this is starting to pump nice. This is starting to go, man. I'm keeping my other trade open. Let's see if there's a scalpelino here. Could be some price action on the smaller time frames that could get us paid. Look at that, 777s in my portfolio. That's so strange. 777 right there. So weird, man. All the time. All the time. Shout out to my lovers of life, everyone that just knows that they're destined for greatness. Cheers to you, because you are. You're going to put yourself in position for amazing things to happen by having that type of mentality. It's not about being pompous. You're not better than anybody. You don't think you're sweet, but you believe in yourself, and you know you can change the world. With confidence, light, love, and happiness, you can do it. Stay away from negative people and people that don't believe in you. They have no space in your heart and in your life. Let's take a look at what can happen here for Bitcoin. I mean, this is a scalp right now on the possible 5-minute time frame. It is the model. It's Sammy's model Sunday night. Can we pull off yet another trade right now? I'd like to see if we can come to the bottom of the trend line before we get the bigger move to the upside here for Bitcoin. we'd be getting up to a target of 65,851 with a stop loss at about 62,592. Where do I get these numbers? I get them from the risk to reward ratio that I'm using when I use the long tool. It tells me kind of what I should be doing. See? And I go from there. I play the 21 above the 200 in consolidation. That's kind of what I'm looking for 99% of the time. All right. That's what I want, baby. That's what I need. Anyway. Bitcoin at 63,447, moving pretty fast too. And I've had my computer on all day, so give me a second here. I got some RAM issues on my compy. All right. Now here we go. Now we're up and running nicely. Price action is moving. Order book is smooth. Let me put these numbers back in case I need them. I may not take the trade, but I mean, it's telling me that I should. It's saying I should take a shot. 65,917. But I want to see if I can get to the bottom of the trend line. I want to see if price action can come down a little bit, right down to here. I could buy here, then it could come down, and then I'll be in some more risk that I don't need to be in. 800 for $2,000 would be pretty nice. We're going to go up about $2,000. You know, about 20, yeah, about 25. Let's see. I got to be keen on this. I'm going to put this in another window, but I'm going to be watching it a little bit in my back end here and seeing what's going on as we do the live. So, all right. Let's do the top-down analysis here. Let me shrink this. This is way too big. Doesn't have to be that big. And let's go over to the monthly and the weekly. Let's take a look at that weekly candle. Close for Bitcoin. I didn't do it too loud. My kids are kind of going to bed soon, so I kind of whizzed out there. Sorry about that. 73,678. The candle opened. We opened at 73K. Things are going well. The high was $74.92 even. The candle closed at $59,130. The low was $59,130. So we went to $59,130, everyone. And the candle closed back at $63,332 and 1 penny, down $10,342, down 14%. One of the worst candles in the history of Bitcoin. And we had one of the worst days of 20 worst days in Bitcoin's life cycle where it took a beat down. I'm going to jump into this long. It looks like I may not be able to get in on it anytime soon. I lowered the risk a little bit because it's Sunday night, but I took a long right now on this in this flag. This looks like it's going to break out and do some damage. If we can almost honestly suggest that it honestly is breaking out already. So either about to break out or about to pre-breakout, but this looks like it's about to launch. 21 above the 200. This thing could moon. This thing could moon. We're bouncing off the weekly 200 moving average. We got back above it and closed it as such. I've seen bounces off this many, many times, even if we're bearish. I see some pretty big bounces off this. So we cover the weekly candle. We understand where we're at. Nice wick back to the upside above the 200. This could easily have been the bottom. Could easily have been the capitulation wick just to take anyone out that hugged their stop loss below this wick, thought that they were hanging out. Come take them out. And then when everyone is short and thinking we're going to go lower, come and grab them. And so I see this huge move back to the upside. This move was so smooth down, and there's just not a lot of supportive resistance stopping us. Right there, the next level you got to get back above is 71,000. A little bit of resistance right there at 65.6. And anyway, we'll cover all this right now. And first, I want to take a look at the monthly. And this is what's called a top-down analysis every single day. Twice, sometimes 3 times. I do a top-down analysis. And just make sure that I'm watching the bigger to the smaller to the bigger, understanding how price action is fitting inside of the puzzle of the piece of technical analysis, right? So look, we're looking for this to break out, you know, somewhere by, I don't know, January 28th of January 1st of 2028, right? The first of the year. Look at that money. I'd like to see that hit, you know, $138,000 Bitcoin and take out the high, but that's 2028. We have 2027 to do damage. It looks like 2027 might be an up year, just kind of like 2023 was just a continuation to the upside almost the entire time, right? So this is my hopium copium that I've been showing people. We get a little bounce, we get tight, boom, boom, boom. This is a shoulder. This becomes kind of a head. We have some type of right shoulder where people think we've reversed. We don't ever come back into the trend line. We bounce a little earlier. We get the inverted head and shoulder. The shoulder is a perfect place to enter, and it's basically the last chance you get before we go on a massive rally back to the upside. Very similar to how right shoulders take you down. And that right shoulder we saw on the daily ended up taking us really far down recently too as well. So I'm not putting it past this idea that it is a head and shoulder pattern. But even when I just take, candle body to candle body, I'm getting about a $16,000 Bitcoin. Seems unrealistic with the way price action is going, but you never know. My low right now that I keep kind of sticking on is the fact that the Fibonacci to the 786, and I wouldn't be surprised if we go and then dip a little bit, 35, 38,000. To me, that's the bottom, if there is a bottom. If we haven't bottomed already. I bought like this was the bottom. I bought in not like this was the bottom because I already bought like it was the bottom, but I bought more Bitcoin for sure in these key areas when we dipped. Let's take a look at the fear and greed. It was at 12 recently. You'd think it would have dipped even lower. 8. Extreme fear. That's one of the greatest times to buy Bitcoin in the history of its life. You do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor, but every time I've seen Bitcoin below a 9 on this, it's a bargain for that price action. If you're willing to hold for 6 years, I feel like buying when the fear, you could say high. I don't know how people interpret it, but when the fear is in the shaded region on the left side and the low numbers, that is one of the greatest opportunities in the history of any asset in the world. I'm telling you right now, you do whatever makes you happy. But man, I'm not going to miss that. That's going to be something I'm going to be taking to the bank. So Bitcoin in these levels, the fear that high, which is actually low on the charts, but it means high fear, has me going. And has me really thinking that there's going to be opportunity here in this market. And I'm happy that I didn't give up. I'm happy that I kept pushing. I'm happy of all the other channels that disappeared. I stayed strong. And it's each and every one of you showing up every single day that keeps me going. And it's God's grace too. God put me in a beautiful place today. I was able to really look at nature and experience nature in a way just almost like so many people, almost in a privileged way. Like the way this place is set up where I'm living is just beautiful. And I'll never take it for granted. I'll always be blessed that my dad brought me here as a kid and showed me the ways of Massachusetts, So let's take a look at that 2-week chart. So that monthly, that could close a bearish engulfer too. And, let's see, bouncing off the 50, monthly has a little bit of hope there. Can the 2-week chart begin to break on out? The 2-week chart could do something amazing. It could make an inverted head and shoulder and just start to rip. Like this could be the high, the low. Like that could be the head of the lowest shoulder of the head and shoulder. And we never go, no, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It really could happen. There's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. There's always a chance, folks. There's always a chance. You never know for sure, but I'm just, So let's continue with the 2-week chart and see what's happening on this 2-week and keep going. All right. Let's take a look right now as we break it down. So 2-week chart, right? You want to see a bit of a double bottom here. Not a double bottom, an inverted head and shoulder. So I lost my train. I want to see an inverted head and shoulder. If we can get it, it would be awesome. It would make me a happy man, right? So again, and the only thing is we're starting this 2-week chart green. It's not the best. We want to see a little bit of a wick there. I'd like to see a little more dumpage though, so we can get that move back to the upside, right? So I'd like to see this dip, come back up, turn it into an inverted head and shoulder. It doesn't have to. Could be a nothing burger of a candle. It could even be like an indecision doji. I just want to see us make this falling wedge. I just want to see us get super tight inside the zone. That's what I would like to see. Get super tight inside the zone. Get this breakout to the upside. Get above this key level. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for. And that's kind of what I see happening. So, hey, only time will tell, but that's kind of what we're looking for. The weekly bouncing off the 200 moving average is such a big deal. Love seeing that. That's huge. You got to put that in your, bring that to the bank. It's a very important big deal too. So I like it. I like what's going on. Possible reversal so far. The daily looks okay. Let's take a look at this weekly. Weekly has a little tweezer. You could, technically, I don't love it right now. I'm using other time frames like the daily, but technically, I'm using a 3-day. Technically could open along here. There's a chance you end up holding this long for a lot longer than you realize. Now, I like the wick back above the 200. There's some good probability here of a bigger move. 5-day chart, finally getting a big wick back to the upside. This could flip green. And, turn into that inverted head and shoulder we're showing you, and in the 5-day as well. 3-day chart for the first time in a long time. We have a lot of chop here. Let's kind of look left and see the key levels that matter. Definitely a bounce off 54.545 right there is hot. Kind of seems to be a resistance, a wick. We bounced. That's a really key level too. And then we lost it. And then you can see, let's see where we're, yeah, right there. See where we hit resistance here, resistance there. There's a good amount of, and there was like 1, 2, 3 candles. Then we broke above. We bounced right there. So that's a key area. You know, you can see there's some good 59,451, 59.5, right? So 59.5, of course, people are going to be like 59.50. Remember the hat company. So 3-day chart, man. Let's get that tweezer bottom and get that move back to the upside. So I front ran it. Let's see what happens. The daily did close green. Now the secondary candle is looking like it's going to be a green candle all the way until tomorrow at 8 p.m. That's setting up for us to have a green candle. And that's strength, meaning there's no reason to close this trade now. This trade should continue to pump. It's up nicely now, $700, continuing to rip. And I already took, you know, a big trade off the table here on WEEX. So trading both exchanges, WEEX and BTC in the same day, loving it. Loving having access to multiple exchanges, loving having access to funds all over the place. I mean, it's amazing. So I keep some funds over here on BTC. I keep some funds on WEEX. And there you have it. Shout out to everybody here. So, and really appreciate everyone that did trade BTCC, right? Okay, so moving forward. If you want to trade where you can trade, though, we're exclusively only offering one link this month. And that is the link to WEEX, baby. That's my trading. That's where I'm doing it. That's where we're going hard every single day. We could trade live on WEEX. Did I get the WEEX link up there? Let's get it going. Bang, pin it up. All right. Shout out to our just shout out to everyone that works with us. I appreciate it. Thank you. So big move on the daily. I like what I'm seeing here, back to the upside. And this thing could continue to moon. I see us hitting going back to the 21-day moving average. We're just too extended. I see a nice 4 to 5 day rally eating this right back to the upside. The bearish idea is that this is making some type of bear flag. We get rejected here. We go sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 days, and then we slowly sign to come down, and then this dumps. This could happen. I'm not saying it can't. I just feel like because we're this far away and we dump so fast, we're likely to break it up here and then figure out whatever we had to figure out when we tap that 21. Taking profits at the 21 will likely be a great idea, unless you're trying to find like an instant, like a generational bottom, which it could be. I like it, and you could have front run the first time you got just one green candle next to a red one right before this dump, then you'd be in the money right now on that idea. I do this all the time. I think it's a simple, great way to trade. I just want to introduce it to you if you don't know how to trade candle bodies. I think it's amazing. And for years, I used other indicators, and I just kind of overlooked candle bodies. I knew them, but just didn't really hyper focus on them. Now I see that all I needed. All I had to do was like red, green, take that trade, right now. Even here, green next to red, put the stop loss below the wick and sit. You'd be in the money right now, big time. It wasn't that hard. It just had to focus and make it happen. I've missed so many of these trades that now I'm on like, my mind's just like, all right, it's, what happens is you first learn TA. You don't even know how to trade yet. You just learn TA. Then you learn TA in trading. Then you start missing trades because you see things two different ways. You're not sure. You don't fully believe in yourself. You're just not totally sure exactly with what you're seeing. And because of that, you struggle a little bit. Eventually, it all kind of comes together. You know what to do. You know how to trade. And you know what I mean? I can't explain it, but it all comes together. Check. Check 1, 2. And it's just something that happens over time. I can't fully explain how it happens, but it's just something that happens over time. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to everyone that kicked it with me, man, last night and got in on that long, man. I just really, really appreciate it. You guys mean the world to me, and it's amazing. So I see this inverted head and shoulder on the 4-hour time frame. I see how this could break out. You can see it's a cup and a handle there that also did some damage. And this tells me, yeah, the measured move. We go through this gap, and then the gap pulls us. Like, I could see us hit all the way up to this high volume node, 67,200. 67.2 was a key area. I could see us going back to it again and again and again. Please hit that like button, everyone. I greatly appreciate it. The more you hit the like button, the more you get this algo pumping and running, flipping and dipping, ripping and skipping. I appreciate you all. Thank you for doing that. It means a lot. Sammy, what's the target for the long over here? Right there. 67,367, baby. That's what it is, right? Possible carriers of the 5-minute time frame. Here you find. Looking at the chart, Bitcoin long-term holder realized price. There's still room for a drop to 55, 50K range. Whatever you guys want. All these like perma bears, like they're sticking to this idea. I'm telling you, I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to do. I'm just having fun. Yeah. I signed up with you under your link yesterday. I am trying to learn how to trade. You are going to learn how to trade on it. You're not going to try. You got this, man. You can, you will, you are the best. You've got this. You have got this. All right. Let's take a look here on WEEX futures and see what's happening. Made 5 racks today. You seeing it? On the P&O. And we're in one live position, right? We got into one live position earlier on the P&O. Where did I put that? Where did I put it? Hold on. Remember I said I got to put this one to the side. Anyway, I got 100 windows open. I've been keeping my computer running all day, which I shouldn't have done. But I had a blast over here. One more time. Oh, I have it. I had it the whole time, yeah. So look, we broke out of the flag. We broke out of the flag to the upside. We're up 66 bucks, 7%. I'm the king of 3%. Looks like this thing might continue. So I got in right there. We did break out the flag right as I got in. It took us up. I'm up $83 to the trade. Let's see what happens. Up 9%. And we're just adding to the stacks, baby. We have another trade still cooking. We already took a trade off the table and we're back in again. Right? You can see Chinese coin and trading view if you type in Beyond. Thank you for saying that, man. I never knew that. Beyond life. Beyond. But you just have to type in Beyond and like go from there, right? Yeah, BIANRENSHEN. Yeah. You can see the perpetual. Oh, yeah, there it is right there on WEEX. Oh, wow. So we went up to 92 today. Took a wick down to 73. Did some craziness and ended up at 83. Wow, we went to 92. Unbelievable. I got in at 37. That's insanity. And this thing just wants to continue. It's making good floors. So thank you so much. Shout out to everyone that jumped on in. Appreciate you all. So let's see, man. This looks like it could take a nice big pump to the upside. Now we're up $100 in the trade. $99. But a trade ain't won. 99 problems, but a trade ain't won, baby. So 4-hour looks amazing. After going over all these different ideas, I see the 4-hour continuing to the upside. Let's take deep dive the smaller time frames and see what's kind of inside of those and where we're going for there. The 1 hour looks, I mean, what a beautiful flag there on the 1 hour time frame. Really nice that it broke out and started to get a nice pump to the upside too as well. Just absolutely beautiful. You got to love that. You got to love that. Isn't it Bayan? No. Beyond. Yeah, Sam shilling it more than CZ. You're funny, man. Did CZ shill it? I don't think he shilled it at all. I'm not even shilling it. I just told everyone I got into a Chinese meme. It's not my fault I made a bunch of gains. Cheers to those gains, man. So look at Bitcoin on the 1 hour. Beautiful kind of cup and handle that it ripped up to the upside. You can see this resembled a bit of a Adam and Eve to me. We were talking about on the live stream too, and then they always have these little flags. We had strong bullish div. We got this pump to the upside. I see us, Publishers Clearinghouse. We're clearing house all the way up to this key level. Like we're gonna rip all the way to 67,196. I don't see us stopping from there. I really don't. I see us continuing to rip all the way into that key area. I don't see us falling off. So. All right, so moving forward, let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame. The 15 minutes in a bull flag right now. Ascending triangle wants to continue. It's the reason why I just got into that live trade. I just gave you another live trade, just by the way. It's already in the green. I don't know what else more I can do. I think I give live trades faster than people even realize they happen here on this channel. They're like, wait, what did he just do? He just did it. It's over. Like, it happens. We sell the live trade before the live trade even. What? You got into a live trade, took the money, and it's already over now? But seriously, that looks like it's going to pump to the upside on some major move. 5 minute looks good to me too. I like what I'm seeing here. This looks beautiful. Consolidation 21 above the 200. The bigger time frame, so say go. This is when my strategy really kicks into hyper gear. This is when you can make a lot of money when I catch the bottom. Remember, just like I did in April, remember? let's go over habit. You remember I caught the bottom in April, right? You remember that, right? No, I'm serious. No. But so we caught that bottom in April. We got the huge rip. I just want to show something for teaching purposes. I don't mean to be rude. I don't want to like we're going up there, man. I'm telling you, we're going up there. You can see it now. Like, we're beginning that move. Just like you flip it upside down. It's the end of the rally. Like, it's got bear div. The 21's away from the 200. You're collapsing. It's over. It's time to fall. But this is what I want to talk about is we called this bottom here. If you remember how we called it, we saw this as a cup and handle, number one, right? Number two, the head and shoulder didn't truly prevail, and I saw this as a falling wedge. Number three, I saw the inverted head and shoulder. We also played some fibs, but I saw this as a shoulder, a little head and a shoulder. I saw this as a cup and handle. We saw this as a bullish retest of this trend line. As long as we didn't break back into this trend line, we were good. If it broke back in here, we were going to drop to the bottom and then likely drop out of it. So you can kind of like even see where both ways were going to take us, and then we started the move. Now, during this entire move, my 15-minute hitting the 21 clicked, my 1 hour hitting the 21, like, the 1 minute to the 5 minute to the 15, all of those signals that I teach you are going to keep pumping. You're going to be able to take them. Until we find the signal starts to get weak on the daily, then that game is over. Like, we couldn't play that game here. We got some scalps still here and there, but it was hard. We got stopped out a lot, and you had a short to descending triangles instead. You had to take the money to the downside. That was it. And by that right shoulder, I told you to head short, stop loss above. And again, you don't have to do what I tell you, but that's what I kind of went over the idea. You know, the TA told us. You know, and I shout out to the 777 viewers, man. 77 again. 777s. I'm telling you, I see this number all the time. Look, I see it. I'm sharing it with you. My dad's always with me, man. I saw it earlier today at breakfast. It was $77. Or yesterday it was 70. Today is 54. We got less juice this morning. But yeah, and then, but today, you know, the dinner, we went out to dinner. It was $177. I don't know, man, you know, down to the crab rangoon, man. You know what I mean? If I'd known the crab rangoon, that wasn't going to happen. So anyway, we gave you the right shoulder here for the dump. We gave you multiple dumps here, too. I shorted. We found multiple descending triangles in the 15-minute that really played out very nicely. If you're in my trading group, you would have learned how to short. If you didn't take any shorts, fine, but you would have at least learned how to short. I hope I would have at least taught you something. You would have picked up how Sam shorts. He flips the chart upside down. He used the 21 the same way. It is what it is. So, again, daily's too far for the 21. I see this thing moving back to the upside. And this could be our next kind of moment where we do catch the actual bottom. We get a bit of a move back to the upside. What if this turns into a giant inverted head and shoulder, too? That could happen. Looks a little sloppy. I'm not really sold on that just yet, but it's something that is possible. Let's take a look at our 1 minute. I haven't glanced at the Uno Minuto in a second. Let's see what's happening. We know the 5 looks good, so usually the 1 minute will look pretty good, too. All right. You know, I see it as a breakout already personally. Kind of a slanted head and shoulder. You see that, though? Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Doesn't look amazing. We could extend it like this and say it's tighter in the zone, but I don't know. Not amazing. If anything, I do see it as a breakout, but that's a head and shoulder pattern. It's a little sketchy on the 1 minute time frame right now, but I don't expect to get a lot out of the 1 minute on a Sunday night. Like, right? Let's go back into that quick scalp here. What's happening? Doesn't look too amazing. They might come grab me. Struggling. We need this to kind of start to play out something like this. Bounce off the 21, get tight, and then continue further to the upside. If this starts to kind of cat ears, which it looks like it could be first ear, secondary ear. It looks a bit like cat ears. We could get a bit of a dump here to the downside. Wonder, do I cover the trade? Yeah, why not? Why not just cover for no loss? If we bounce and we get tight again, I can re-enter the trade. So if this bounces, gets tight. If not, if it keeps dumping, then I don't have to stress it. Now I'm wondering if I want to take my other trade off the table or let it cook. I'm going to let it cook because I like where the daily's at. I'm at break even. It's a bigger idea. But I will forego a $600 win, which is, you know, the cost of doing business when you want to make bigger gains. Would you call it a round trip? I mean, technically it is, but I'd rather not. You know, we'll see. Shout out to the 794 beautiful souls here on the live. We continue to grow. Thank you for being here. Thank you for jumping on in. And I just appreciate you for coming here because, hey, we gave you the sauce last night, and the sauce prevailed. So You never know when you're going to get the sauce. Remember, I'm going to give you 4 altcoins that are going to blow your mind tonight that are pretty close to possibly pumping, too. Not saying they're guaranteed to pump, but they look pretty good to me. And there's something going on behind them. So I think they're worth sharing with you guys, so I'm going to do it. No one says I have to. No one pulled my, made me do it. It's just something that I'd like to do. So I'm a giver. Givers gain. Every time I give on this channel in a way, even when I don't have to, it makes me excited. I get happy, so I like to give. They did hit me off somehow. I didn't think I was that close. Still looks really good. Like, nothing has changed about the trade. I call this trading perfect. I just love to be perfect at it. I want to like just make sure there's just the least amount of risk by using my subconscious mind. 66,229, not 66,629, 66,229. Stop loss has to be, I don't know what. Yep, 62,857. Which I'm not in love with. It's not that far away. I'd like to see us come lower, a bit lower. I like the 406 for 1,400. Again, this could be cat ears here. We could get a dump. It's Sunday night with high risk. I'm putting a lot more work into the entry because of the high risk. I'm raising the focus level because the risk is high. Understand? When the risk is low, I can ape into something and not really be as stressed about it, but it's a battle. The observations, 15 seconds, 10 seconds coming up. When the candle closes, how do you know this? Right click, go to labels, go over to countdown to bar close. Always hit that button so you know when the bar actually closes. 2, 1, candle close. Bang. Let's see what happens to this next candle. I'd like to see it dip a little bit. Then we consolidate after the dippage, or we just go more sideways, but I'd like to see it dip a little bit. Come on now. Perfect. It keeps coming. We can get almost a 5-to-1 risk-reward ratio. It comes back to the 21. We can get a 4.57 to 1 on the chart. I mean, that's awesome. That's almost a 5-to-1. You're taking 5-to-1 trades, man. That could really start to change the game. Price action, man. You're making me yawn. You're so boring over here. Come on. Come back to my 21 over here. Get the papers. Get the papers. So I took her to the kitchen. I don't even need to say the joke no more, right? Salute, huh? How you doing, huh? How you doing? How you doing? You know that guy? How you doing? It's a pretty good impression. I mean, I think have you ever heard him? How you doing? How you doing? What are you, a vet? How you doing? Now, I want to see us come back to that 21 in a tight little space. Bounce, get tight. I want to see consolidation inside. I want to see the, basically the consolidated ascending triangle. Nice uptrending on the bottom, flat on the top, an ascending triangle, baby. Playing with these charts, playing with these patterns, playing with these angles. There's nothing I love better, man. This is my life. This is how it looks. This is my story. Take a page of my book. These are my family and these are my friends. Tight knit through the twists and the bends. Come on. Our lives are just a leaf on a stream. A sprinkle of sand. At least we can dream. At least we can dance. What we leave with our seeds, we leave with the land. All right? Let me be free. Let me design. All right, here it is. This is where there would be an epic buy right now. A gutsy buy with the bounce off the trend line. I'd like this buy on a Tuesday morning. When maybe, but on a Sunday night, very sketch. It could easily double top here and drop us down. Not giving back. I got my other position protected. You know what I mean? We'll see where it goes. We're live trading here on WEEX. If you want to jump on WEEX, hit the link. Thank you to WEEX. Unbelievable weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Trading has been amazing. I gotta, you know, when we make gains on the weekend, it gets me excited for the week ahead. Yeah, Monday might be a complete, you know, might be a crapshoot. It could happen for sure. That's Monday. But we're going to see what happens on Monday afternoon as we go into Tuesday. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the week. I'm excited for Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, man. I can see some action coming our way. So, yeah, so I wait for the bounce for confirmation. But now you almost got, now you got the 5-to-1 risk-reward ratio, but you get the higher risk by having to trade right now. It hasn't wicked yet. Let's wick off the 21. Let's get a wick off the white line right now. 10 minutes from now, we should have wicked off the white line and created a green candle next to it. If that happens to happen, we're not getting enough bullish momentum. These are the visuals bullish momentum creates over time. You want to get addicted to these types of behaviors. You want your subconscious mind to understand this process before it even happens. You want to be able to draw this out and know what should be happening before it happens. If it doesn't do it, then it's we don't have the momentum. If we have the momentum, that's what's going to happen. I'm telling you. Hey, Sam, thanks for everything you can do over WorldCoin. Arthur Hayes is shilling it. Yeah. Perfect weekend in the square and the SRQ. God bless you, man. Shout out to Bitch Izzard. Yeah. $60K held like a champ. Let's grab the chasers this week. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, man. I mean, 60K, we went to 59 lows, but yeah, the 60K region did hold, right? I'm going to go get the papers over here. Hey, there he is. Crypto face in the house. Hey, my partner in crime over here, my fellow crypto gangster. Sam, how was the Goodfellas screening? We got halfway through. We passed out at 1 in the morning. We couldn't make it. It was 1 a.m. last night. We fell asleep watching Goodfellas, man. What are you going to do, huh? That's how you start the summer off, right, huh? Well, tell me, huh? That's how you train, you know what I mean? If you have a son, you got a cousin that's 20 years old. On their 20th birthday, the first thing you do is you play Goodfellas for that kid. Why am I changing pocket squares? I like the material of this white one better than this white one. Don't tell me what I'm doing over here. Guess they don't just double top it there. We're going to see what happens. We'll see. I don't know. There could be a bounce. Let's hold off. There could be a nice bounce here. Still not. Nah, I'm about to give it up over here. Now, where's my other trade? You ever put trades all over the place? You don't know where they are? How many trades you got open at a time over here? What are you doing, huh? What you doing, huh? All right, find the trade. There's the trade over here. Hard to go for the daily when you like to pay yourself daily. That's why you have to have 2 trades going. For me personally, I have to have the daily trade open. I have to have the bigger, smaller trade open. That way I can let the bigger trade cook while I take profits on the smaller trade. If I don't have 2 trades open, I'll close the bigger trade. I learned that about myself. So I learned, and I found out, and over I kept doing it. So I finally said, okay, the only way for you to do this, Sam, is if you open up a bigger trade, and then you open up a smaller trade. And you don't look at the bigger trade. You put it somewhere. You put it aside. You know, it's like a horse with blinders on, you know, and then you go back to it later on. You check it every couple of days. You know, at the end of each day, you can kind of see how the daily candle closes. You just got to check it once a day, see how progression is going. If progression starts to fall, things don't look good, then you know what you got to do. You got to get out of there. So shoulder, head, right shoulder, this thing could dump. And it could go back to the 20 to 200. And this is, you know, we got to get this. Important we get a bounce in the next, I don't know. I'd say half an hour. Next candle closes in 2 minutes and 45 seconds on the 5-minute time frame. A bit crucial, we get a bounce. We did fall below the 200 now. Kind of want to bounce on it. We've been above the 200 ever since right there. We took this little dip. Then we've been using it as support. If we bounce back above it and we consolidate, that would be, to me, would be a buy, even if it is a Sunday night. I don't like the daily candle now. It's starting to get weak. I don't want the daily candle being so weak over here. Let's take a look at the daily candle. Daily candle starting to get a little weak. It just turned red for the first time. It was green for a while. We already did this. We already got the little dip. We've been through this now. Now it could be a topping candle. All right, back to green again. It's going to be a battle. They're going to fight it out over here tonight. Mark my words, it's going to be a battle on a Sunday night, especially after the liquidations, then the pump through the weekend. This has been pretty crazy. And look, no CME gap now, even though we pumped before, we pumped. I think we pumped exactly, at about like, what do? We pumped exactly at 6 p.m., right when the futures would have opened, which you thought like is a CME behavior, but it wasn't big enough of a deal, right? Wow, here we are just sitting in limbo at 63,296 now. It does kind of look like a double top. Let's be honest with ourselves. Looks like a cat ears pattern. Wow, what a candle that was. We went all the way up to $64,214. Unbelievable. In 3 minutes, look at it. Dude, look at this. It was 2 3-minute candles. It was basically 3 3-minute candles. One got halfway. Let's look at the 1 minute. We can see how fast this really happened. We started the move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, retest. And then it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 8 minutes, we made the biggest move in Bitcoin, Bitcoin's week, in the last few days, bullishly. Massive move to the upside for Bitcoin. And again, do whatever you want. But I encourage you to use a stop loss and put it to break even as soon as you humanly can. But you do whatever makes you happy. I can't force people to use proper risk management. I can't teach you things you don't want to learn, right? I'm trading here. I'm trading over here. Hey, I'm trading over here. 6-7. That was yesterday. That was this morning on the stream, yeah. Oh, no, that is the stream, right? Is this the stream? Yeah, it is. You guys putting funny pictures up. Shout out to Tom Harrison, 6-7. Bye. I don't know. I think that was the end of yesterday's stream. I would have sworn. Can somebody write something in right now? Am I really live right now here? I don't know anymore. It is spam. What's up with this? Connect 4? What are you doing here with the green and the blue? Let's battle the 1 minute top right on BTC, Crypto Face, and Crypto Lifer. Talman, Todd. What's in it for us? We're like two fighters. He's like Conor McGregor. I'm like the other dude, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm Sean O'Malley, whatever. Like, what's in it for us? Like, what? Like, what's in it? Why are we going to trade against each other unless you guys give us a big payday? You know what I mean? I want 100 racks just to trade the 1 minute. And he wants 100 racks. And you got to pay us if you want to see us trade against each other, man. We legends in the game. We titans. We ain't playing around. All right? I ain't showing up unless I'm getting a paycheck. I'm just... What is the cash bounty here? Call my manager. Going 12 rounds. We ain't playing. It's 9-10 on the dot, 9-11 now. You know what I mean? DJ 730. 5 minutes still. Can we hold that? Dang. See? Smart that I didn't jump in there. Smart that I maintained the patience. And that's what my fortune cookie said. It said if you use patience, an unexpected patience will lead to unexpected fulfillment. That's what my fortune cookie said after all the MSO I ate today. 1 minute parade, bro. Get crowd going. I don't know. It can't lose that 200 moving average. To me, it kind of already lost the trend line. Maybe it gets a bounce. It's looking sloppy, right? Sam, I'm hearing your accent change from Florida to back home. It's funny when I'm here for a while. It's because it's all the people I talk to, and it's even the people that I hear on the phone and the people around me when I'm in the supermarket. It kind of like you come back home and like it's hard not to pick up on that Boston accent. Give us a Sammy Saw special, bro. Hey, over here. Shout out to the coin operated in the house. Shout out to Sean Don. Shout out to Gary YC. Shout out to the awesome people here on the live. I appreciate each and every one of you. Crypto trading goods. That's insane. I love that dude, man. Shout out to Mike Percy, Sean Don, Forrest Gumpit. Forrest Grumpet. Forrest Gumpit. That's funny, man. Shout out to Tom Harrison, Stas, X-Boy. B. Calf, Rambo Mart, Dutang Dumpster, Diving, X-Boy, Guardians of Gaia. I like that. That's cool, man. Shout out to all my real people, man, and everyone here on the live. Thank you for being absolutely Amazon. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying. Amazing. And shout out to all my people. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to God is Love. Hold to be down. Morty's Mind Blowers. Let's go. You're funny, man. Bro, I'm in NH. Can I take you out for lunch? Yeah, I mean, we can figure it out. Just email us. Let us know your plans, what you want to do. We can try to figure it out somehow. Sammy coming handy to the upside. Zeus Cash 7830. New Jersey represents here. Shout out to my man Gerard representing. Keysumbing. Gerard Keysumbing. Let's go. The disabled machine in the house. That looks bearish to me. Like it's going to come back down a little bit and test. You know, it wouldn't be the worst. It could even do one of these. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. You know what I mean? Do we stack or do we hold? That's the question. Do we stack or pack? We pack the bags or we keep going? Sticking to the bigger trade. I'm staring at my trade right now. I don't know. I don't like the way the daily's starting to cook on us. Like it wants to dump to the downside now. Daily's not looking good the way it's setting up. Let me take a look at the daily for you right now on the bigger time frame. See, like on the chart, just want to give you some chart action here. That daily looked like it made a fake out, man. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if, sad to say, we just make a bear flag here. We're not guaranteed nothing, folks. This could come right back down to the bottom, go up and down, or it could turn into a wick and go on a massive tear back to this 21. I do not know. All I knew is when we were far from the 21, a move was coming. We got the move, but now let's see if the move is sustainable. And the ways of doing that are by showing what I'm showing you. You pin the small time frames to make continuation patterns. If they fall out of continuation patterns, then they're not continuing, are they? No. And then if they fall out of continuation patterns, what are they making? They're making bearish patterns, like double tops. That's cat ears, man. Look, you can see the little cat right there. There's his eyes. There's his little nose, right? There's his little tongue sticking out. Here's his whiskers. All right, there's his ears. And it's a little cat, man. Right? He's like, hey, man. Anyway. So, yeah, that tells me not to get into the long. See, had we bounced and got tight, I would have entered the long right here. It would have told me to get into the long. So, and that's why I protected the purse too, since after that last pump, it just took a little bit because I could see that the rally wasn't sustainable. Now, over time, you'll get good at this. You'll be able to pivot in and out of trades a lot quicker than you were before. It doesn't happen overnight, though. It's not something you're just going to be able to do like this. It takes time to get good at. Here's the sad part. Here's the tough part of this whole equation. Let me teach it. I'm into day trade and leverage. All right. Meaning I want to make 5 to maybe even 10 grand this week, but I don't have to get in and hold the daily the whole way. I like to do big time frames. They can pay off, but like I'd rather take this pump. Like I made, we make a couple grand on a Saturday, Sunday afternoon. Bang. We stack that. We move into the week. Moving into the week up already a few $1,000s is pretty nice. Right? I might be a little more risky on a Tuesday than I were before. I'm already in gains on the week. So I like that, and we'll go from there. But now, what I think hurts a lot of people is every trade has to be the big trade. So what happened? They call this trade, they get in here, they're up huge, let's just say, on the day. 5 grand, 10 grand even. But they want 60, 70, 80, and they say, what if this could turn into massive amounts? And the sad part is someone at one point in their life is going to be up 5, 6 grand. They're going to take the money right here. It's going to turn back into a wick, and it's going to rip up. And they're going to realize they had one of the greatest entries at the bottom. Okay. What's the worst thing about that? Let's go over that idea, like the pros and cons of that. The con is it kept going up. Right? The pro was you actually took money here, though. That's why you couldn't keep it going up, because you took profit. Next thing is we never know when we're not going to be there, or we never know what, like we could end up in I have to say, something can happen. My Achilles popped out of nowhere, right? Things can happen unexpectedly that it actually physically impair you. You never know. One day you could get something can happen when you can't trade for the next week. However, your hand hurts. Something happens. I don't know. You get, who knows? You have a horrible, a horrible flu or something that just never knocks you out more than it can barely stand. You can't even sit in the computer. My point is, you never know when you're not even able to trade. So that's another cool thing about taking money every couple of days. At least you're taking the money. You're solidifying that idea. And you can go from there. So this is the thing that I'm stuck on now is, do I take profits on the because I'm up, I'll ride like 550, but I'm trying to make $5,000. Do I take the 500? See how this is starting to wick back again? I need this. I need that to create a wick and start to move up. Very important tonight. I keep seeing that wick. We keep coming down on the wick, coming up, coming down on the wick, keep making new wicks, and then get full solid red and go all the way back down. They're going to round trip that trade. So here's the deal. I take 90% of the time, I take profits. I take 10% of the time, I go for the bigger trade on the bigger time frame. And I try, and I go for that idea. See if we can get it. You see? That's like the way I do it. So right now, I'm not in love with the way this candle is starting to form. I don't like the two tweezers tops at the top. It's supposed to dump a little bit, start to move, and then it's supposed to be green, 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 green. At least till we take out this wick, and then it can start doing crazy stuff on the wick. But to me, it's a little early, an hour into the candle opening, that we're already kind of playing games in the bear sense. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, but it keeps me enticed. There's a chance this still rips up huge. The reason why I want to stay in the trade is that 21-day moving average. That distance is really what I hope I taught you this. I taught you this in so many ways. I taught you how to take profits at the top. When you're away from the 21, if this was pumping, say if you flip these red candles to green and green candles to red, and this was pumping, man, coming back to the 21-day moving average would be so key. You see? And same idea here, it's just, you have to learn how to flip the chop upside down and realize they don't care up or down. They do the same thing whether they're up, they do the same thing whether they're down. They come back to the moving average. The moving average is your guide, not even the direction. Up or down doesn't even matter. It's just the moving average. So you can trade up to it, you can trade down to it, you can trade into it, you can trade however you want. It doesn't matter. I don't know, the more I look at this daily, the more it tells me that, same time, and now I'm like, Now, it's also about conviction. You can say, you know what, I'm going for a $5,000 trade. If I'm only up 500, I'm not going to take it. I'm not caring about this trade per se. And you go from there. You leave that as it is. I got so much cool stuff coming our way, man. Oh, yeah, I got these 4 altcoins I want to go over for everybody tonight. We got to get that done before 10. It's crazy how fast I start the show at 8. Next thing you know, it's an hour and a half. Everyone goes to sleep in my house. It's all quiet. When I end the show, it's like, when I start the show, it's insanity. Kids are running around. When I end the show, it's all quiet. The whole house is just so interesting, my life, man. No other dad gets to skip kids going to bed. But when you run a show like I do and it happens to you at the same time, your wife can't, it is what it is, man. All right, it's the show, man. The show must go on. So right now, a lot of people log the bottom and they're not sure if they're going to come back down and get taken out. Or maybe this candle just comes to here and wicks back to the upside. It's just making a deeper wick. You never really truly know. I don't like that wick to the from the top side, though. I'll tell you that. And that's why we're watching the 5-minute double top here, the cat ears. Can it hang? Can you get a bounce here? I see the cat ears pretty nicely, but we're starting with some wickage here. I do see how this could be cat ears, though. Put you somewhere right at that high volume node back to 62K. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP and see what BOOKMAP is saying and where the liquidity may be. Maybe it's Maybelline, So there's a lot more liquidity to the upside than to the downside. The downside's a little close. Said we could scoop 62, still rip up to 65,000. At the end of the day, the probability leans high. It leans that you will continue the short squeeze to the upside. And there's no reason to sweat the longs. So it tells us that our longs are going to be okay. And there's a good chance we get a bounce here back to the upside. This kind of shows some sort of inverted head and shoulder. And honestly, this could just turn into its own flag. You know, regardless of the point. You also see how that could become a head and shoulder, can't you, though? Shoulder, almost shoulder, head. Oh. Shoulder, shoulder, like head, right shoulder. Like that could dump. I really want to see us consolidate there. The 5 minutes your guide tonight, I'd be watching it pretty closely. I'd be watching your 5 minute and your daily kind of in conjunction with each other. As that daily candle keeps kind of wicking up and down as I'm watching it here on my other screen. Then you're also watching it here on the smaller time frames too, on the 5 minute time frame. So remember, I'm doing all this charting here on WEEX. I haven't left WEEX. You can do everything you need here on WEEX. That has a TradingView widget and everything. You don't even have to go to TradingView. You can do it all right now inside. Remember, they also have SpaceX. I've been talking about it recently. They have SPCX. It is also tradable on futures and it's tradable on spot, right? Which is pretty awesome. Went to a high already, 180. Right now it's about 170 bucks. It's up a little bit from when we bought it. We bought 165, so we'll see what happens. But I jumped on in. This is like a way to get into SpaceX kind of pre-IPO in a way, or even have access to like something that's somewhat connected to. If you're confused about the whole SpaceX situation, you want to know more, you don't have a lot of time, and you really want to get the gist of what's happening, watch this video. It's 5 minutes long, 4 minutes and 22 seconds, actually even less. And it breaks down all the ways you can get into SpaceX. All the way, every single thing. That daily candle is starting to get pretty mean on us. I'm not in love with it. And then when that daily candle comes all the way back down, the V-shaped recovery ends. And it starts to tell us that it's more likely going into some type of bear flag here and getting tight. I don't see it dumping out of nowhere, for sure. I see it going sideways till it hits this 21. But that could take all the way to about June 16th to the 17th, maybe even a little further. It says at least 10 days of consolidation. The daily is dumping on us right now as we speak. That 5 minute channel has now collapsed. Let's get back to BTC here and see what's happening to Bitcoin. But look, you can trade TradFi here. See down here, you can trade TradFi, gold, silver, coin, Apple, NVIDIA, right? Master. I mean, you can trade anything. You don't have to go anywhere. It's all right here. You can trade Tesla for crying out loud, Amazon, Oracle, Palantir, you name it. It's all right there. Meta, Google, SPY, Hood, QQQ, Palladium, Platinum, Circle, TSM, WMT, Costco's. Look, the list goes on. EWJ, EWI, right? BNMR, MU, PayPal. Like, it just never stops, man. Rocket Labs, they got it, man. They got the hot sauce that everybody wants to trade. They got it. Bitcoin, and this is how you can tell what's going to happen to Bitcoin. The smaller time frame showed me the cat ears, folks. They told us to be careful. I did not enter that long. I actually covered myself really quickly and did not take a beat down. And there you have that cat ear starting to do its thing. And it is what it is, but that's just, that's cat ear, folks. Headed back to the 200 moving average. So beautiful pump, but now they're double topping us and pumping and dumping us. Possibly we're going to back to 62,000. What am I going to do for that other trade? Because I did take profits and I'm not money hungry on it. Was up 700. I'm up 383. I'm going to leave it. And I did that today and it ended up paying. And my fortune cookie said that practicing patience will fulfill an unexpected, or will bring me unexpected fulfillment. So let's see. Just sniped Bitcoin 1 second, open, close. You're out of your mind. Hey, I love the 1 second though. Let's see what you did. Let me see if I can see what you did. Oh, wow, you sniped it. Right when we got above the 200, or maybe right there on the 21. Nice little reversal on the 1 second chart right now. We're getting a bounce. Showing signs of support at about 63,000, 62,850. It is a bit of a cup and handle. You see that? Like an uptrending cup and handle. I don't know what to say. I feel like it's just making right shoulders here. I'm staying long, so you know what I'm doing. I'm not flip-flopping. I'm not flopping and groping over here. All right. You said 15-minute bouncing off the 21-day moving average. Okay, I see that too. Let's kind of let me take a look here at the 15. I might see something I didn't see before. I love letting my subconscious mind sit with price and start to fill in the blanks. Eventually, something starts to kind of come together that I was never even thinking about or that I couldn't have seen before if I didn't give my mind time to marinate on that chart. A lot of days I'm sitting there and I sit there and I work through the live, and then towards the end of the live, it comes to me. And I'll be almost like, when is it going to come to me, man? Then people are watching, Sam. Like, it's time for you to get it going. And my subconscious mind always comes through. I never know when it's going to come through, though, because it's not my conscious mind. It's my subconscious. You know, successful people have trained their subconscious mind to live their lives for them. I know it sounds insane, but it's true. You're running a program in your subconscious. If you think you're poor, you don't deserve it, that's your subconscious mind. If you think you're never going to get rich, right now, I believe, can you become a billionaire? I believe I can. I believe there's a high probability of me becoming a billionaire in this lifetime. I could definitely hit $1 billion. No reason why I can't. You know, and I know a lot of other people, they'll just be like, nah, I don't really think that's going to happen. You know? We're getting some breaking news. People telling me, let's take a look here. Let's see. We're going to send our agents into it. Let's take a look at the latest news on Iran here. We still got to deal with this. Talks of, still instigation things going on. It doesn't seem like it'll ever fully cool off. BOOKMAP back to 67. Wow, now, I mean, the daily's really starting to kind of get a pretty mean profile right now to the downside. I mean, the cat ears were identified on the 5-minute time frame. I did not get into the long, even though we were on the 21 above the 200. I wanted to see it consolidate. I knew how to set the trap. They did not go into the trap in which I said I did not take the trade. Could we still get a bounce? We very well may, but, I don't want to see the 5-minute lose the 200. Probably did not want to see the 15-minute lose the 21. We take a look at the 1-hour time frame. It actually makes sense. Let's kind of zoom out here on the 1 hour. My favorite, probably my most traded time frame. I love the 1 hour. It's never faded me. It's always been spot on. It's like a good friend. It gives me great data that I can truly believe in. And it's been there for me. Then the 1 hour time frame. You got to love it. So, a bit of a rising wedge right here for Bitcoin. It's going to have to break out into more of a parabolic manner here. You see, and let's kind of draw that parabola for you. But, I see kind of something like this happening for Bitcoin. Otherwise, it's going to collapse, possibly make a head and shoulder and take a bigger dump. Just make this a fake rally, shoulder and dump. It looks like we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 hours till we have to reach, kind of really receive that fate. But man, 62,700 now. Barely holding for Bitcoin. Seeing if we can kind of get off of that lower leg and push back. 67,690 though. I just saw the first time we turned that 7 into a 6 in a while. That's not going to be great for the bulls. And maybe it comes a little lower. Like, that's okay too. We could come down all the way to about the white line there at 62.8. We're pretty far. We still have to come to the white line there even on the 1 hour time frame. So this is what I see happening. And again, on a broader scale, we could kind of, if you want to make it less scary, you could look at it like this and say, you're going to make an ascending triangle on the, and break out like this. Bounce, get tight. So either of these are kind of in my mind. And again, reality is not set in stone. So for me to have two patterns of reality and to kind of choose which one goes, I think that's key. Yeah, 62,959. So Bitcoin went to 62.7. It bounced back to 62.9. Got a strong bounce back to the upside there. That's pretty quick. We're back $400 of the trade, and the daily started to make a nice little candle. What I see here too, no good, I just saw that I'm actually, pretty high. Look, previous resistance becomes support on the 1 hour time frame. Resistance, support. We have what's called an SR flip for Bitcoin right here. What is an SR flip? Support and resistance flip. When you truly respect that previous resistance, you get the bounce. There's a chance we consolidate. You know what I'm going to look for? I actually like this. This tells me to stay in the long. Don't sweat the daily just now. Don't even sweat the 5 minute. Let's watch price action on the 1 hour tonight. Let's make sure we don't get a candle closing below 62.8. You know, below where this candle actually had the high, 62.960 really. What we're looking for is a bounce, this tightness, and a break back to the upside here to 67.128 above this 200 and the movement up to the 200 moving average. These moving averages are very tight. It broke out. Whenever I've seen this, we've gone to the 200. The odds of us hitting the 200 now are like 90% accurate. So I wouldn't stress anything else. The moving averages are telling us a story now. I would stay poised and ready on the long for a move back up here to 66,000. BOOKMAP's also kind of telling the same story, and it's giving us a load of liquidity all the way up to 65.5 into 66,000. So, you know, look at that, 65,260 and longer. If that hits that wave, we'll probably explode higher. You have liquidity even higher all the way to 68,000. This ain't over yet, and the bulls aren't done. And it looks like we're going to dig in here deep and really, really go our way. So don't just give it up just yet. All right, we have ourselves some time here to fully continue. I would not be shorting that daily for any reason. Yeah. Not unless the 1 hour loses the key level. Not unless the 5-minute, the 15-minute loses the 200 moving average. There'll be some key tells that I'll be able to tell here. Also, you can watch your 5-minute. Your 5-minute was so bearish. Why didn't it follow through with the cat ear pattern, right? If it bounces for the cat ear pattern and that doesn't hold and we start to consolidate, then you know that the bears are not in control. If the cat ear pattern continues to fall in the 5 and then you lose the 15-minute 200, then you know that the bulls are not in control. Then you know that daily candle is going to collapse on you. Bang. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Staying poised and ready. And I'm going to stick into the trade right now, which I already have moved the stop into break even. I can't lose the trade now, which is spot on. All right. Let me jump on into those 4 altcoins that I made you wait all the way until 9:34. First one's going to be called Play. All right. And I'm the altcoin master, man. You know, we go over Bitcoin here, but we go over altcoins too, man. So why Play? Well, let's take a look at Play on the 1 hour. Plays out. Let's look at the 15. So what I like is it consolidated here and broke out, which told me it had some momentum from the bottom. Then it made higher highs and higher lows the whole way up. Now it's in this uptrend. Just like Bitcoin, I want to see it bounce. If Bitcoin gets the bounce and Play stays above this key area, we get some sideways price action, this thing can do damage. So again, if it just drops, makes right shoulders, and loses the 200, we don't have to trade it at all. Do not get stopped out hunting it here. But if it bounces, gets tight, that's likely a good trade. So I'm not telling you it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but it's something that could potentially turn into a good trade. So we want to pay attention. All right. It's not always about being in every single hot trade. It's about being in things that could become the hottest trade. Okay. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. I have a list here. I wanted to double check. All right. Let's take a look. My next one I looked at was Caspa. You know, I know I've been in this coin a long time, but it's just, I'm looking for these consolidative coins. And when I watch Caspa closely, I mean, to me, it's starting to form this tight channel. And we all know it's proof of work. We all know it can move. And if Bitcoin can get this bounce and start to kind of move, I can see Caspa make a move back to 3.5. I'm not saying it's amazing. I'm not saying it's, but look at those gains of 50% and the tight consolidation. So Caspa's on my radar again. It's been a long time, but I'm looking at Caspa. All right. The last one I think is the most interesting. I could really do numbers. Now, River, right? We've traded River on and off. It had that big run up. Again, it's above that 15-minute 200. I'm just looking again, just like that last coin. I'm looking for this consolidation above the 15-minute. If we get it, I could see River kind of pumping back to $6.20. All right. Last but not least, UAI, Unify AI, right? It's been on my radar. This thing looks kind of the best, right? It's making this higher low. It's got this rounded bottom. Seems like it's about to break out if it's not breaking out anytime soon. I was actually waiting to reveal this too. So while my wait, I could see this thing doing some numbers. I'd pay attention to UAI. It's got AI in its name, which is good enough. Some people might run it up with the AI numbers, even if it's not like, And then you got the 21 above the 200 consolidating. The 1 hour looks amazing. This thing looks like it may very well move. So I would keep this on your radar too as well. And who else does that, man? Who else goes over Bitcoin for an hour and a half? Shows the live trade they gave you the night before. Streamed this morning. Never breaks this, constantly streaming and constantly banging. You know what I mean? And then on top of it, gives you exclusive altcoins. Nobody, baby, nobody. The Vector candle. The Vector logo. Yeah, I had no idea what happened there when I guess I changed I somehow changed the logo. I don't know how. Anyway. Yeah, so I would look for this thing to pump, man. I keep my stop loss below that, 2.5. You might even get higher, but this looks interesting to me. Might have too low a volume depending, And then Siren, we gave you Siren Humanity too, which in the last 24 hours, one of the hottest coins in the game. And we went over it yesterday too. Look at in the day here, Siren, beat, just never stopped. Zcash dropped back a little bit after that quote-unquote potential exploit, finding 8.5. 1 hour time frame. It's okay, not amazing, right? Nothing too crazy. Another thing I want to kind of start putting on your radar is we got that CME watch we got in 10 days. 10 days from now, which is crazy. We will have in June 17th, we're going to have a rate cut. So it's coming, and we're going to have a rate meeting. They're not going to cut the rate. As far as I'm concerned, 95% chance the rate stays exactly the same. However, So look, I told you that there's liquidations. I told you not to stress that daily. We're starting to get somewhat of a bounce here. Let's see. 21-day moving average is holding on the 15-minute. That's big. Let's see if we can consolidate. We wake up tomorrow morning to like an inverted head or maybe an inverted head and shoulder, and we start pumping tonight. Look for the inverted head and shoulder. Look for tight price action. It may not get as elongated as I have it here. These are my projections. It's probably going to be a lot more like this. Pay attention. I'm still long. All right. Let me jump back into the chat one more time and see what's going down. 50-minute bouncing off the 21, baby. Yep, that's what we're talking about. Thank you for saying that. Shout out to Crypto Keith at 656, man. Grok's minting Zcash right now. I know, right? Thanks, Sam the man. Shout out to you, man. God bless you, brother. Thank you. And if you want to learn more, you want to be around, this week belonged to beat. Yes, it is. This is going to be Spike EW right there, straight up. Go to CryptoLoffer.com if you want to find out the hottest altcoins in the game, the best setups to attest to those altcoins, and if you want to make the gains, baby. Thanks for the call, sir. Gratitude. God bless you, man. Shout out to the Blues guy in the house, man. We getting it, baby. If you're a lifer, you will be rich, my man. I'm just reading a comment. I didn't say that out loud. I didn't say that. Yeah. Suit looks great, Sam. Give me Don Johnson vibes. Thank you, man. Who's Don Johnson? Miami Vice, Don Johnson. Yeah. An American actor. I never watched an episode of Miami Vice in my life. Yeah, sorry to say. You know what I mean? In the 1980s TV, Miami Vice. I should start watching it now, though. I don't know if I have time to rewatch, Don Johnson, baby. Miami Vice. Well, thank you. I take that as a compliment. I appreciate it. She's on fire, fire. Remember, GTA Miami. Liberty City. So we're getting the bounce. I like it. And then you want to glance on that daily candle, and you want to make sure that it's getting a wick. It is indecision doji, but we'll see what happens. If this closes red, that's not going to be good. Might be a potential short, but right now I wouldn't do that until tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Don't over front run the front run. You know what I mean? Keep it real. Keep it easy. Don't go too crazy. Huh. So I got this breaking news here. Let me jump on in now to the to Grok. Just want to take some news in for you, see what's happening. So right now, look, it says, yes, Israel has conducted multiple large-scale bombing campaigns against Iran. The most significant occurred during the 12-day war from June. No. It's going to do all this nonsense. No. 2 days ago, 16 hours, have countries around the world responded. Strikes in the Gulf. U.S. and Iran exchanged strikes in the Gulf a day ago. Iran launches missile at Israel's response 3 hours ago. Iran launches missiles at Israel in response to strikes in Beirut. Tehran officially had promised decisive and painful reply to Israel bombing of apartment buildings in Beirut's southern suburbs. Iran launched missiles at Israel on Sunday in response to Israel's strikes in the Beirut southern suburbs, shattering a fragile ceasefire, marking the most serious escalation since April after 100 days of war. A senior Iranian official has promised a decisive and painful response to Israeli attacks in the southern suburbs of Beirut, and a few hours later, sirens sounded across northern Israel. The Israeli Defense Forces said it had so far intercepted all Iranian ballistic missiles, as U.S. President Donald Trump called Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, urging him not to strike back, adding he was not happy about it and that it would not help negotiations with Tehran. In an interview with the Financial Times on Sunday, Trump also said Netanyahu would have no choice but to accept whatever deal the U.S. negotiates with Iran because Trump calls the shots. After the Israeli attack in the Dahieh district of Beirut, Ibrahim Rezai, the spokesperson for the Iranian Parliament Foreign Policy and National Security Committee, wrote on X, "We will give a decisive and painful response to the Zionist regime attack on the suburbs. Watch the sky of occupied territories tonight. Iran considers Israel to be occupied Palestine." The Speaker of Iran's parliament and top negotiator Mohammad Baghdad Ghalib said U.S. bases and assets in the region have become legitimate targets after the Israeli attack. They are neither committed to a ceasefire nor believe in dialogue. And though the naval blockade in violation of agreements regarding Lebanon, they showed that they only understand the language of power, Gabalov said on the X post. On Sunday night, the IDF said missiles had been launched from Iran towards Israel, and it was also preparing for attacks after its Beirut strike. Iran launched about 10 ballistic missiles on northern Israel. All the missiles were intercepted or struck open areas, according to the military. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Op said this operation is not a passing event, but rather the beginning of a full week of continuous strikes. Now, it's kind of not straight to Hormuz. It seems to be more Lebanon. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, and even Trump asked Israel to stop doing that to Lebanon. They did it anyway. Seems like every time the U.S. tries to keep things in quell, Israel starts firing off again, you know? Anyway, we'll see what happens one step at a time, one day at a time. It is just the news. You never know. I don't know if you never get all the real news, too, unless you're really on the front lines. So we're just kind of reading information as it's coming. But Iran under attack is what we're hearing here, and that's what they're kind of going. Israel begins retaliation strikes, right? So, and there I am. Look, I'm there. I'm up there with the big boys, right? You got Alex Jones Network. Now live, Iran war reaches 100-day mark. You got Mario Naval breaking, and you got Sam Price breaking live trading. Bitcoin just made a move. Don't ignore. And you got more Iran under attack. There are explosions in Iran now as we speak, and that ceasefire seems to be over. We'll see what happens. Seems like it's more, and we'll see, you know. Anyway, it's been crazy. It's pretty awesome, man. So here we are. We're kind of, I kind of giving you the sauce. I told you what time frames to watch. I told you what moving averages will show weakness and not. And I showed you kind of how juxtapose the 5-minute, the 50-minute, and the daily, and how the 1 hour could be our guide. Make sure the 1 hour stays above previous support of resistance, makes a flag, pulls up to 21, and we get a continuation palm. I like what I'm seeing on the 1 hour. It gives clarity. And it tells me to be patient and to kind of, wait it out for the bigger move. So pretty awesome. I like what I'm seeing. It's pretty amazing. So yeah. And only time will tell, as we continue to push forward every single day here on the live. Shout out to all the new people here on the live. Shout out to the dang near 800 beautiful souls and about almost 1,000 in concurrent that jumped on in tonight and hang out on the live stream. I greatly appreciate it. It means the most to me and the world to me. So you're amazing. Thank you for the call, sir. God bless you. Let me take a look at the fan funding and see if there's anything I missed in the fan funding here. You're amazing. Thanks for the calls. God bless you. Mike Percy gifted 5 memberships. You didn't have to do that, but you did. That's unbelievable. It's crazy. 999. Hey, Sam. Ben MIA trading futures on NONES with props and been able to make consistent payouts using your system. Almost 10K. It works even better on traditional markets than crypto. Your model works. Thank you. God bless you, man. I'm so happy that you started making gains, and I've been able to help you do something amazing with your life. I can help people trade any market in the world, man. Salmon Face, I remember a few weeks ago. It was funny. Oh, yeah. You're such a waste. Yeah, I was able to get it. It was Le Chef. I remember what it was, and I told him on this live stream. He couldn't remember for weeks. Hey, Sam, thanks for everything you do. Love your Discord. He's awesome, man. God bless CryptoFace. Hey, man, thanks for everything you do. Love your Discord. Could you go over the WorldCoin? Arthur Hayes has been chilling it. Same thing. VVV is a good buy, sitting on the 200 on the weekly. Let's take a look at VVV, and let's take a look. VVV, not CVVs, VVV. And we got it trades here on WEEX, the Venice token. All right. It had a nice run up. 1, 2, 3 USDT. It had a nice run up. All right. Let's talk about it. Looked like it was going to possibly continue, but it fell off. You need to see it consolidate inside the trend line, right? Fell off, retested the trend line. Let's kind of see where this can go. The measured move, if it did break out, was going to take it somewhere to 30 and 80 cents. Let's go to the weekly and see where we're at. Now, the weekly's pretty far for the 21. We had a nice pump. Ever since the Bitcoin conference, this thing must have got, they must have did a really good job. Because I heard about it at the Bitcoin conference. People were using it and liking the use case. They were actually really liking it. You know what I mean? I've seen that many times. Yeah, you go to the 4-hour time frame. Daily kind of has some bearish divergence. It tells you that, whatever happened, whatever run up for this, the demand may be starting to fall. The 21's way far for the 200 moving average. And we've been on a run ever since January. You can see this. That's a 6-month bull run that it was on. It's likely going to come back down a little bit, no? All right. So if I'm thinking where this is going, I'm going to be watching that 3-day chart. I'm going to be pulling a Fibonacci on the bigger move. I'm going to be looking at that 618, maybe even here. But I'm going to be looking at that 618. I'm going to be starting to say, hey, price action is a little too crazy. Let's see if it can start a channel back down to the 618. Now, maybe I'm open-minded to the fact that maybe it could do this. Either way, I don't see a huge pump coming. I see either consolidation or pullback to the 618. And both of those time periods, it says around July 18th, that's when we want to see and take a bit of a move. On July 18th, that's when we want to start going hard. So that's kind of what we're looking for, right, for BTC. All right. VVV. Let's take a look at the next one you asked me about, and that is WildCoin, because Arthur Hayes is showing it. Yeah, but then it didn't look too good this morning, remember? So I said just watch it consolidate here. 4-hour is above the 200 toying with price action, but it did have a kind of a shoulder, head right shoulder. Bitcoin was a little sketchier at the time. We did have that crazy pump since then, since we did look at it. So, for me, I just want to see it not make that right shoulder. I just want to see it bounce up a little more, consolidate, get tight, and that's an area that I would be thinking to get in. And you get that parabolic move up to the upside. I'll put an alert on that. I don't think it's ready just yet unless you want to make an aggressive entry. Aggressive means there's high risk to it. And it's not as rewarding as, I like less risk for a similar reward, right? Blessed week, Sam, says Stas. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. Blessed week to you and yours, too. Thank you so much, man. And shout out to everyone that gave, man. Rambo Mart, and he gave an exclusive membership as well. Shout out to everyone that hooked it up. Michael Percy giving memberships. Can you take a look at XLM, please? Says Restri 8923. Let's take a look at Stellar Lumens for my man. I like Stellar Lumens on the daily. We got a setup for it in the trading group. We are watching it. And let's take a look here at Stellar Lumens. So I'm watching it here. I'm looking for the bounce. To me, I see it as a shoulder, head, right shoulder. I see this as a cup and handle. I wouldn't be surprised. Bitcoin kind of takes off. This thing rips. Previous resistance became support. We're getting a bounce. You're bouncing off the 706. You're in the golden pocket. And I looked at it on the daily time frame on the 200 moving average with the 21 crossing. This thing just looks like it could do numbers. Maybe it comes down. It might dump a little bit more right here. Like this is like your bearish idea is you come back down here. Then we kind of bounce. We may dip a little bit and then we bounce. But I just feel like this region is a buy zone before we see Stellar Lumens head back up to 32 cents. I can't tell you exactly what it's going to do, but I'm really interested in this area. And to me, it's telling me that that's the discount. And if you take discount over and over again over time, it's going, the probability should be paying off, right? So there's just the math involved there telling you what should be happening. Back out to BTC. So we broke out this little flag. We talked about it. We went sideways. Now we're kind of right shouldering, shoulder head, right shouldering below the 200 moving average. You do want to zoom out like I told you. You do want to start on that 1 hour time frame. I think it's super important we stay on the 1 hour here. Previous support is resistance. Make sure Bitcoin doesn't close a 1 hour candle below 62,870 and see if we can get the bounce. Not awesome though. Daily candle also in indecision. To me, it really hones in on the 1 hour time frame. I'll tell you what, when these moving averages are tight, 90% of the time I see a massive pump up to the 200 moving average. I've seen it many times. And this way, with the node is, where the NAT node is, it says we could push up even higher to 67,200. So it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. All right. It's definitely possible. Can we look at Ethereum, please? Oh, God, no. Stellar, that's my Rocky joke. Stella, you're funny. Can we look at Ethereum? I prefer not to. Why? Look, that short on Ethereum in the money. Look at that. Look at that. I put this short out for Ethereum. Look, it hit the target perfectly. Stop loss, move to break even. You don't even got to stress that no more. Stella. All right. Crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't be shorting that because of the way the 1 hour looks. You see what I'm saying? So let's take a look at Ethereum on the weekly. I mean, it just, when I look at it, it has a trend line that it lost, for sure. It just barely retested the 200. And it's struggling just like it's following Bitcoin to a T. If Bitcoin comes back, Ethereum comes back. If Bitcoin doesn't, and you think, when would Ethereum have its own tech? Like, it's supposed to have its own tech. It's supposed to be so amazing. It's supposed to be all this, but it still follows price of Bitcoin like a puppy dog, man. Whatever Bitcoin does, Ethereum's going to do, right? So to me, like, if Bitcoin collapses, this goes lower. And actually, Ethereum's even lower. Like, Bitcoin could almost possibly come back to a bit of a double bottom, like way lower than it was. Like, that's not even the case. That's not even happening. You know what I mean? Sam, does showing up every day ever feel like a job to you? 100% it does. Are you kidding me? Especially on these beautiful summer days where I just want to wake up and go, like, I want to wake up. I want to get in a kayak at 6 in the morning, and I want to start my adventure, and I want to be outside the whole day. I don't want to stare at a computer screen. I don't want to look at the price of Bitcoin. For sure, man. Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. Like, I love what I do. Don't get me wrong. And once I'm doing it, I'm in love with the action of, being an entertainer and an educator here on YouTube. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I never want to take it for granted, but it's hard, man. Doing anything every single day is very difficult. Very difficult. As a human being, your body just doesn't want to. Our bodies just aren't made to do the same thing every single day. Some days we're off, some days we're on. We just can't seem to keep it together. You know what I mean? For some reason, I keep pushing every single time. Ethereum looks absolutely horrible. It lost a bigger trend line than Bitcoin. It's testing its low from April of 2025 there. It's just like, man, trying to find some hopium copium for it. But man, it doesn't. It doesn't even have the falling wedge like Bitcoin does. I guess you could say here it is, but it doesn't look as good as Bitcoin's falling wedge. I have to be honest, man. I've had some premonitions about long-term trades, and I've been pretty good over time. I'm into Canton CC. I bought 10 grand of Canton CC. That's up. I didn't buy no 10 grand of ETH last week. You know what I mean? My buys are good. I bought that Chinese meme coin. I've doubled up in it. I didn't buy no Ethereum. So I don't know. And this kind of looks like a shoulder. Honestly, this looks like a head and shoulder. I wouldn't be surprised. That says he's going to zero, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does test 1100. I want to wake up in a city that never sleeps, right? Well, we greatly appreciate you showing every day. I know it's not easy. Thank you. God bless you, man. Skyguard's easy work. Anyone could say it's easy work. And imagine talking for 2 hours straight and keeping the momentum up of the stream. If I just got tight in my head, if I lost the stream, if I got in my mind, no, man, you got to keep moving. You got to keep the conversation flowing. You got to keep the entertainment moving. That's not easy for 2 hours. A lot of people couldn't do it. I'd say 80 to 90% of the people couldn't talk like this for 2 hours straight every single day for 7 days a week. It's a skill. Skip with the nugget of truth. No one else is going to chase your dream. You got to fight for it every single day. 100%. 100%. Well, I guess that means ETH is going to rug soon. I don't know. Maybe not, but it barely retested its trend line. I don't know what to tell you. The chart looks absolutely horrible for Ethereum. It looks confused. Looks like a confused baby. I don't know what to say. I'm attempting to find some type of I guess, bounce back to the top of the trend and go back to 43. Then I look at it on the smaller time range and see it. Look, it's not even in Bitcoin's above the 200 moving average on the one. Bitcoin's above support of resistance. Sure, I guess, you have the punched up. You could get the move. What I would do is just like Bitcoin, I would flag out the 15 and the one out. You know what I mean? This is just like Bitcoin. You're looking for this to flag out. You're looking for an inverted head and shoulder. Bitcoin pumps. Ethereum's going to pump. The bigger time frames look horrible. Forget them right now. But right now, Ethereum back to 1835 looks likely if Bitcoin gets the move. Are you enjoying the stream? Hit that like button. We'll cross the 21 of the 5-minute now. BTC Captain. Thank you for gifting 5 memberships by Mike Percy. There's a reason no other crypto YouTuber and handily any other YouTuber shows up 365 year after year. Yeah. And we've done it for 5 years straight. We've never taken one day off. Never once. Never once. Not how many times I've traveled state to state around the world. We're talking Singapore, 24-hour flights. Insanity. It's your first time tuning into the live or DM us at X, WEEX official, to get a chance for a customized WEEX leather Letterman jacket. Thank you to your friends at the Lifers. If you're a consistent trader, you want to show off people who you are, what team you play for, where you get paid every single month. You get paid at WEEX, baby. Let them know. Let the world know that you love WEEX, man, and that's where you get that paycheck. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Super Chats. They were strong tonight. I really appreciate that. Great stream health. You people are amazing. $32 in chat revenue. You didn't have to give, but you did. That's a blessing. That is a blessing. One last thing I wanted to look at. I had this idea. I can't remember what it was. But listening since you started, thank you, man. It's not about how well you can drive the horse. It's about how easy you can get back on. Amen. You carry the show's momentum really well, Sammy. Thank you so much. God bless you. Beach struggling a little now, finally. I mean, of course. There was a shoulder of the multi on ETH last cycle, too. Thank you, Sam. That was an awesome stream. God bless. God bless you, man. Turbo wins. Thanks for all you do. Sam hands out the sauce because he loves everyone here. Without him, we don't know. And with him, we see. Amen. Thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to Cash More Crypto in the house. Shout out to everybody kicking it with the Lifer, man. Lifer Vision. What's the highest level on with KYC? I don't know. I think it's VIP 6 or something. Anyway, I'm going to jump on out of here. Sam's the kind of guy, dude, Sam is a kind, helpful dude. God bless. Thank you, brother. God bless you, Drip Bits. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to everyone that's in my corner, everyone that believes in me, everyone that doesn't run, you know what I mean, that says beautiful things about me and doesn't run their mouth. I appreciate it more than you would ever know. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And it's been an amazing journey. Everyone, I'm going to jump on out of here for the night. We've talked a lot about a lot of different things and a lot of different coins and a lot of different ideas. So now it's up to you to kind of maintain. See what's up with these setups and, watch that 1 hour, that 15. I told you what to do. Pay attention. It could make a head, look, a shoulder, head, right shoulder here. Just continue. Let's see if this can come on up. If this can wick back up and we can get tight, we're going to be somewhere up at 67,000 before you know it. If this right shoulder's dumps, we're going to come and test 60K. All right. Always love you, man. You've helped me so much. God bless you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Each and one of you help me by showing up every day. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. No words could truly express my gratitude for the show, my ability to do this as much as I do. Had a beautiful day today. JB Two Times says, have a great night. Have a good night. Have a good night. Hey. Love you, brother, and love all the lifers. Happiness, health, and prosperity. God bless you, Jonathan. I love you, man. Thank you for everything. You're a brother at Christ. You're a warrior. I appreciate it. Everyone, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow, Monday morning. I'm going to have the vest on and the tie. We're going to be like stockbroken from the 1920s. It's going to be no BS, too. We may have had some fun last night, but that's Saturday night. It's going to be really strict business tomorrow. So get ready, man. Monday morning. Get ready to take names, kick butt. And I'll be there for you guys 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. every single day, Monday through Friday and Saturday nights and Sunday nights. Hey, we did it again. 4 live streams this weekend. Pretty crazy, right? We did the morning update. We did it every single weekend. We do it, man. You are my super villain, Sammy. God bless you, man. I can't wait to be in the movie, man. I'm going to be the jailhouse warden. I don't forget. And my other guy's going to be he's going to pump gas at the gas station attendant. I got you, man. I haven't forgot. He was excited. He asked me twice, am I really going to be in that movie? I said, man, it's on, man. Put it in your mind that it happened. It already has. God bless you all. Thank you so much. I'll see you all tomorrow, bright and early, 7 a.m. in the trading group, 10 a.m. online. Go to CryptoLifer.com to find out more. Go to the Discord. If you want to sign up to WEEX, we have a link right there. We make it very simple. If you want to do anything here, right here, look, go to WEEX. Hit the link to sign up to WEEX. If you want to go to CryptoLifer.com, hit there. That's the exclusive place we're trading. That's the exchange we're trading. WEEX, baby. It's WEEX. I see you all tomorrow. I'm blessed to have you all here. Thank you so much. And with that being said, I'm gone. The secret to success, you all know what it is. I know the secret to success. I figured it out. I became very successful in my own eyes, in a lot of people's eyes, in the eyes of the world. How did I do it? What did I do? I got started, baby. And the secret to success, you know what it is. It's getting started.